Communist Party leaders in Vietnam are giving a red carpet welcome to the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Vietnamese President To Lam congratulated Putin on his re-election and praised Russia's achievements, including domestic political stability. The leaders are discussing cooperation on trade, energy and military equipment. The US has criticised the visit for giving a platform to Mr. Putin while his forces continue their war in Ukraine. Our correspondent in Seoul, Shaima Khalil, gave us her analysis.
This is the second leg of his Asia trip, and again, I think what Vladimir Putin wants to demonstrate here, that he has friends in the region, that he has allies, he's not as isolated as the rest of the West touts him to be. But as you say, this is a country that has strong and historical relationships with Russia. Vietnam still remembers and is still grateful for that assistance that the Soviet Union gave them in the decades during their war with the French and the United States. It's actually been described in Vietnam as a relationship that with loyalty and gratitude. But yes, it finds itself in having to walk a very tight rope. On one hand, it's got this very deep relationship with Russia. It is welcoming the President Vladimir Putin. The armed forces still use Russian-made weapons. Russian companies are still the chosen partner when it comes to oil excavation, oil exploration in the disputed South China Sea. However, when it comes to trade, China, the United States, the rest of Europe precede Russia at the moment, and it has to appease them. It has to be seen as striking that balance. But also remember that even though it has never condemned the war in Ukraine and has abstained from many resolutions in the UN condemning the war in Ukraine, it has managed to again maintain good ties with Kyiv, actually managed to send some aid, because again, historically, many thousands of Vietnamese have lived and studied in Ukraine. So this is typical Vietnamese bamboo diplomacy, if you will, which is friends with everyone. But given how tense and how difficult the global terrain is, especially with the war in Ukraine raging, being an ally with Russia, being a friend, a historical friend with Russia, pushes it to be more careful. They're going to be very, very hospitable. They're going, as you say, to roll out the red carpet. Will be a very, very warm reception. But I think it's also going to maintain a dotted contact line to reassure the United States and China that it's keeping that balance right.
There has been a rebuke, hasn't there, though, from Washington for the fact of inviting the president in the first place.
That's right, and I think it is expected, because Washington is quite worried and angry that Vladimir Putin has been given that kind of attention. I mean, remember his visit to North Korea has been covered all over the world. It has garnered a lot of attention. It has raised a lot of question, but also raised a lot of worry. And I think the United States is again concerned about the fact that Vladimir Putin is not only given a warm reception. The way they see it is that he's almost given a platform to promote his war in Ukraine. It is going to be a different visit because it's a different relationship. I think what you saw in North Korea is that those are two leaders that need each other at a time when they're both very, very isolated. I think with this one, it's cementing an already very strong historical relationship.